Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thanks so much to everybody that has reached out. More people have been reaching out to me. I'm surprised that a lot of people are on their way to Saudi Arabia right now, and I'm glad I can be of help. So someone was like, tell us the pros and cons of being in Saudi Arabia, and somehow I'll be able to talk about it from a single person perspective. I may not be able to give you a good overview of a married person. Yes, like that, because I came here alone. I did not come with any dependents. So first of all, as a single person, you get accommodation, you get free feeding as a nurse, which is really quite good, because that means you're not spending your salary on anything. Most times the accommodation is even usually within the hospital, so you wake up in the morning, you trek back and forth. You don't even need to spend a dime on anything aside extras. If you're someone like me that likes a little bit of luxurious things, you'll be able to spend your money on those things. And secondly, honestly, Saudis are amazing people, very kind, very accommodating. From the moment I landed in Saudi Arabia, I think I'll even look for some of those videos that I made. A whole lot of things happened to me, and the way I'll give a good example. The first time I arrived there, that night I needed a SIM card to talk to my family and all of that. So I came downstairs. I met some of these kids downstairs playing. They were Saudi kids. Fortunately for me, one of them could speak English and was like, what do I want? I said I need a SIM, and he told me, oh, this is where I'll get a SIM and all of that. And he ordered a Uber for me on his phone. That was like the peak of kindness for me. Like, you don't even know me and you're trying. So he ordered the Uber ride for me. So when I got to where I wanted to buy the SIM card, first of all, the person that was there was like, oh, I can't buy a SIM card if I don't have a residence permit. I'm like, hey, please help me. Oh, resident permit will not come out in like 3 months. Am I not going to talk to my family for 3 months? So I went to the boss. I typed it on my phone. Like, I used the translator. Like, please, I'm new here. I need a SIM card. I need to talk to my family. And the guy was like, oh, okay, he was going to help me. And he helped me. He helped me register a SIM. Although that SIM was only going to be active for like a month or so. So when it was about to register for me, and it was like, okay, where's my passport? He needs my passport. I'm like, what? My passport is at home. And he was like, oh, I need to get it because there's a number on the passport. It was like, if I know that number, I should just tell him. He'll be able to help me with it. I didn't know the number. I went back outside. The ride from my hostel to that place was 20 reals. So I spoke to the guy there. I was like, oh, I have to go back home. And he was like, okay, that's won't I come back? And I told him that right now I have only 50 reals with me. So that means he brought me for 20 real. He has to take me back for 20 real. I cannot afford to come back again. And I was like, oh, no problem. He would take me back and bring me back. I was like, really? Honestly, and he did. He took me back home to pick my passport. He brought me back and he took me back home after the SIM card and collected only 40 reals from me. It shocked you. It shocked me too, but that was just the beginning of like, oh, these people are actually really kind people, really nice people. I think the next day I misplaced my wallet and I was crying. And I think that was the first time they were seeing someone cry. Like, oh, you misplaced, why are you crying? And they were like, I should not worry, they were going to give me back how much was in my purse, blah 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 blah. In fact, they were already making an arrangement to give me back my money. What if I was even lying? They just believed me. Unfortunately for me, somebody found my purse and brought it inside the building. It was an Egyptian. She found the purse on the floor. She picked it up. Fortunately for me, the same pack I bought the night before was still inside. So she took my number from there and she called me and she gave me my purse. More. So honestly, most people, if you meet someone that is really unkind to you in Saudi Arabia, I don't think they are indigenous. Yes, non-indigenous can be quite nasty sometimes. But so what are the another pro is what else? I think majorly those are the really good things. But the cons, first of all, the weather is either too cold or too hot. There are no in-betweens in Saudi Arabia. When I arrived there, it was very cold. Now it is really hot. But thank God for ACs in all the apartments. We are able to survive that. Secondly, as a nurse, you don't get sponsored to bring your dependents. I'm sorry about that. It's not my doing. You don't get sponsored to bring your dependents here. You have to, if you want your dependents to come here, you have to sponsor them by yourself, which is quite impossible with your salary because Saudi is a very expensive place. You get, and if you are bringing a dependent here, your dependents cannot work, except you want them to do many jobs, maybe like cleaners and maybe drivers and all of those things, but they cannot take up professional jobs except they go back to the country and get an employer to bring them in. Saudi does not do direct hire. You cannot just walk into somewhere and just get an appointment. They usually use agents, like I said. Then what else? Another con is, what other cons of living? Okay, yes, language barrier. It's really difficult because sometimes even me, I want to do certain things. I want to talk to my patients, I can't even talk to them without a third party. I can't even say certain things without them being there for me. So if you have plans to come to Saudi Arabia, I think you should start taking a little bit, though it isn't, the people here are quite good, because even when you gesticulate, when you say a few things, they are able to pick up and say, oh, is this what you mean? Yes, like that. And most times in the hospital, you always find people that can speak Arabic very well, so they'll be able to interpret some of these things, so you don't have a problem with that. Then what else? Schools for your children. You may need to homeschool your children if you are bringing your children here, because most of the schools here speak Arabic and your children may not be able to cope. So most of the people here that brought their families from their countries, they usually register their children in online schools back home, and all of that. Then what else? Mingling. Honestly, I don't think this place is really a very good place for children, because somehow the children will have to be confined to the house, except when you go out on strolls with them, when you make friends with the locals, which can be quite difficult because of the language barrier. If not for language barrier, honestly, these people, they really like to accommodate people. The people that can speak English, maybe you can make friends with them if you want to visit them and all of that. But then it's not really that like that. So I don't know. Someone was like, why are people very secretive about this Saudi Arabia thing? I don't know why either. Because even when I was coming here too, I searched for people that in fact I even reached out someone was like, okay, how much do your agency charge you? And she was like, ask your agency. I'm like, me, I just want to, these things are a lot. So let me just chip this in. If you are coming to Saudi Arabia, your agency is going to charge you your 1 month salary. So whatever is written on your offer letter, that is the amount you pay your agency. And you also pay them processing fees, which can vary from agency. Some agency 300,000, some agency 600,000, some agency 500,000, some agency 700,000, depending on what they want to do for you and all. So whatever it is that is on your offer letter plus that processing fee, that is what you're going to pay your agency. So what else did anybody ask? Okay, I think that'll be all for now. If you have any questions, just send it to me on Instagram, Baby Noskiba. I'll be glad to respond. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye.